So son talk, he looking over, he saying little slick shit, whatever, whatever. Boom. The nigga Tata walks on the middle of the court while they playing ball and knocks this nigga the fuck out. Son have a seizure. Right in the middle of the court. Son have a seizure. Tata knocks him out and son have a seizure.
Tata's still slim.
Yeah, little slim nigga, but heart of a lion. This is why but like I said, I didn't know who he was until, we started talking and he like, yo, yeah, and then after that, me and him became like this. You know what I'm saying? He used to come to wherever I'm at. Yo, when you going to commissary, when you going to the barbershop. So a situation that happened with Tretch. Tretch had said something to his son. His son had complained to him. You know what I'm saying? So boom. Tata called the crib one day, Tretch there, whatever. So he going in on the nigga like, yo, my nigga, I don't give a fuck. You don't say nothing to my son. You don't tell my son. You don't dictate nothing, my nigga. You say anything to my son, I'm telling you, I'm gonna have you murdered. So boom, I don't know. I can't hear what Tretch is saying. So nigga Tata called me over. He put the phone in my ear. This was the nigga Tretch saying, word for word, like, yo, Ty, yo, I never violate. Yo, I love little Ty like he mines. You know what I'm saying? Ty said, no, he not yours, nigga. I don't give a fuck what you saying right now, nigga. My thing, he said, all I told him was that, go to his room. Blah, blah. He said, yo, don't tell my son nothing, nigga. He said, yo, when it come to Pep, I don't give a fuck. But when it come to my son, don't say nothing to my son. That's just that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I love this nigga. This nigga's like me, cut from the same cloth. You get what I'm saying?
Big shout outs to Todd. Big shout outs to my niggas. My nigga.
Enough respect. Yes, sir.
Troy, Assalamu alaikum, brother. I ain't see Troy in years and shit, right? Let me ask you something, right? Because people got their stories out here, and people, what we develop is what we call urban legend. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like let me see. Okay. Yeah, urban legend. And people might hear shit about you, but really it's just urban legend. You know what I'm saying? There's like some truth mixed with a lot of embellishment. People embellish stories sometimes. So I'm gonna start it from the beginning, right?
Facts.
And you got a legendary story. Have you did any interviews yet?
One. Oh. Me and Ruck did one with my son Dre the Boss. He had a joint on Instagram. So that's the only thing, because I normally don't do this. I don't do this because I'm more like behind the shadows. I don't like to glorify nothing. Everything that's spoken about me, it is what it is. You get what I'm saying? Like it's written in stone. But my son, I was up north with my son Dre the Boss, so I decided to do that joint because I was comfortable with him. And the same thing goes with you. You know what I'm saying? Like I heard, just like you heard a lot about me, I heard a lot about you. My brother speak very highly of you. I've watched y'all interviews and I said, yo, you know what? I wouldn't mind doing an interview with this brother, you know what I'm saying? Because he knows how to ask the right questions and get to the heart of things and not doing it for numbers, for views, you know what I'm saying? Like he likes to get to the heart and the truth of things. So this is my second, and probably if any interview happen after this, it's going to be more with you or with my son Dre. That's it.
Now, the reason why I asked that, because like innocently, you know what I mean? I told Ruck, don't tell me everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know a lot, because from back in the days from 97, we, you know what I'm saying? We like, when you're doing time with motherfucker, y'all get close. Y'all start expressing, y'all start telling each other shit about your real life. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Like when you lock in, then motherfuckers just start knowing where you from and shit like that, right? So let me ask you randomly, right? Speak about just from your words about growing up. Just we talking about before jail. What was like
before jail? That's a long time, but not to get too deep into it. But I'm the oldest of 8 children, 6 boys, 2 girls. And I set the tone, I set the trend for the Lowe brothers. I created the Lowe brothers. You get what I'm saying? Not saying that I created Ruck, I created Aunt Lowe, Mad Lowe, C Lowe, none of that. What I'm saying is the Lowe name, the Lowe logo, everything about Lowe's, it got created from Rob Lowe.
Okay.
Right? Ruck, my brother Harold Solo, they was raised in Patterson projects in the Bronx.
Oh, I got questions about that too later on.
Right. I'm born and raised in Harlem, right? So if Harlem is the shampoo, the Bronx is the conditioner. You get what I'm saying? Like
That's
I came to the Bronx, and it kind of heightened, you know what I'm saying, more of who I became, especially my running with Pistol Pete and everything of that nature. But even before my running with Pistol Pete, like everything that I've done in Patterson projects and all of that, like, you know, we gonna get into all of that. But like I said, coming up, the oldest of 8 kids, my mom's was a single mom, you know, I had to put on. I had to provide. I had to set the tone for my brothers. Like my mom, like, you know, in an abusive relationship, we vowed to never allow that again. So being that my mom's couldn't have no, I'm not gonna say she couldn't have a man. We wouldn't allow that, because if nobody was serious to be with my mom, we was running them out. So I had to put on. You know what I'm saying? I had to hit them streets at an early age. I hit the streets at the age of 12, and started hustling.
So you started hustling in Harlem or the Bronx?
Started hustling in Harlem on 119th Street between 5th and Lenox. That was my first introduction to the crack game. I got a book about all of that. It's coming out, but we get into that too. You know, my mom's found out about it. You know what I mean? Like I said, rucking them was young. You know, I was 12, so you can only imagine. I think I got rucked by 4 years. I got rucked by 4 years because it's me, Aunt Lowe, Solo. Then 2 years later came Ruck. So 8, 9, 10. If I was 12, Ruck was 8. So still a baby. But like I said, they was in Patterson projects. So him and Solo was raised by the grandparents. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We got the same mother. We just got different pops.
Okay.
So they was raised by the grandparents, while me, Aunt Lowe, and the rest of my siblings was raised together. So I hit the street, started hustling. When Mama Bear found out, she moved us to Brooklyn. She said, you know what? No, I'm not going to have that. She thought she was doing something by taking us out of Harlem and moving us to Brooklyn. She thought she was moving us away from the problems. That shit only intensified the situation. I got to Brooklyn. Anybody know about Brooklyn? Know how Brooklyn give it up? You know what I mean? I was a Harlem fly.
You got that Brooklyn shit in you now.
Listen, I was a Harlem nigga.
That happened to me too, because I'm a Bronx nigga, right? And then I end up moving to Ebbsfield with my cousin in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Came back a thief. I knew how to do mad extra shit that I wasn't doing in the Bronx. So that shit just
facts. And it's like, and that was my whole thing. Like, I had to put on. I got there. I was a Harlem nigga. I was a fly nigga. Like I said, Brooklyn was the type of borough where is that everything named. They only care about name brand. They have a Fila headband, a Reebok sweater, Nike tracksuits with some motherfucking beef and broccoli's on. Long as it's name brand, that shit don't got to match.
Yeah, that blew my mind too. Because when I went to my first group home, they put me in this joint in East New York, and it was all about low life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, the brand. You know
Shout out to my son Ralph Lowe too. I was locked up with my son Ralph Lowe. Definitely put on a big figure. Shout out to Ralph Lowe.
And so salute to my boy Rudy Lowe too. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Go ahead. Finish.
So I get there, you know. So I'm Harlem. I got all this Coca-Cola gear. Remember when the Coca-Cola gear was out and all of that? So, you know, I'm flamboyant with it. You know what I'm saying? So they like, yo, who is this? You know, this little, I looked young for my age. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was 12, 13, 14. I looked like I was 9 years old. So the Brooklyn dudes tried me. You know what I'm saying? Thinking like I was soft, and I had to put on, man. They ain't know these knuckles was. I was gifted. You know what I'm saying? So I end up fighting one dude after another dude, and then the Brooklyn dudes started warming up to me. They was like, yo, you know what? This dude is about his business, man. You know what I'm saying? So it went from that. I always been a leader. Like I said, I was the oldest of 8 kids, so I was taught to lead. I was taught to put things on my shoulder, to put things on my back.
What part of Brooklyn? What part of Brooklyn was it?
This was downtown Brooklyn, Lafayette Gardens, Wyckoff, Gowanus, You know what I'm saying? I sat in the middle of all that. I went to a school. I went to IS 293 and Sarah J. Hale. Shout out to KJ, Lil Kim. That's my sister. We was all in Sarah J. Hale running the Muck too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's a whole nother story right there.
Yes, man. That's a whole. We got Mac. We got story for days. So let's just stick. Let's just go to the basics though. So dude started following me. The Brooklyn dude started following a Harlem dude. A Harlem dude was leading a bunch of Brooklyn dudes. My son World, you know what I'm saying? Who I turned sex money before he was non-Trey and then went Muslim. Salute to my brother World. That's my heart. You know what I'm saying? All of these dudes started following a Harlem dude. You know what I'm saying? So I brought Harlem to Brooklyn. You get what I'm saying? But Brooklyn.
Around what year was this?
This was 87, 88, and 89. Because I caught my first I went to Tryon in 89.
Got you.
So yeah, 87, 88, 89. So even though I brought Harlem to Brooklyn, Brooklyn embedded something in me. They just, it was something about Brooklyn. It
elevated. Brooklyn elevated them.
Yeah, you know, like I never changed my swag though. I kept Harlem swag, but Brooklyn put something in me.
A little smarter, I think.
Right, and I guess a little bit more rugged. It made me a little bit more rugged to where, you know, I was a smooth fighting nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to really bring it to me for me to go. But Brooklyn taught me like, nah, don't let it come to you. You bring it to it. You know what I'm saying? You be the aggressor. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. So Brooklyn put a lot in me, man. You know what I'm saying? And by the time I caught my DFY bid, went up north. I mean, you know, up north, Tryon. I did all of that. Gosha, Tryon. Boom. I came home in 91. 91. Right. So I came home in 91, went to Patterson Projects. So when I touched Patterson Projects, nobody believed that I was Ruck's brother. You know what I'm saying?
Why did you decide to go there? You just wanted to get out of Brooklyn?
No, it was because my moms went to Tryon. It's certain stuff that we can't talk about legal wise. You get what I'm saying? So let's just say an incident happened to where it forced me on a run and I had to get up out of Brooklyn.
Copy.
All right. So I got up out of Brooklyn and went back to Harlem / Bronx. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up in Harlem getting money, ended up on one of the fiercest teams at that time. Rest in peace to my son Dre, you know, Fritz. My right-hand man, Scott, you know, we had one of the illest teams in Harlem at that time, outside of Rich Porter.
Okay.
All right. So now I'm starting to get a lot of money. I'm doing what I'm doing. Here came the name Rob Lowe. I was always known as Rob or Robbie. You get what I'm saying? Rob Lowe came about because of all the major bitches that I started fucking. Right, so you had the actor Rob Lowe, the actor Rob Lowe.
Yeah.
Right.
His name was synonymous with Playboy.
Right. So one of my men, they was like, "Yo, you the black Rob Lowe?" You know what I'm saying? Like you fucking all of these bitches. You the black Rob Lowe. Hold on.
Let me stop you, Lowe. And this is a lesson for the people that's gonna see this, man. Like when you really and I'm not what I'm not doing is giving power to the street shit. What I'm trying to do is make an example of that. When you really from something, you don't select a name. A name is given to you based on reputation.
I never gave myself that name. That name was given to me.
But what's so crazy is that over all these years, I always knew who the actor Rob Lowe was. So I automatically associated, if you did get that name from somebody, that's because you was a pimp like Mack Mizzle. Hello.
Salute.
Gotta talk your shit, my bad.
Right. Nah, you already know. So my son T Capone gave me that name. He like, yo, my nigga, you just came to the hood and you started fucking everything. Everything that moved. All these bitches love you. They seen how the hoes flock to me. So that where the name came from, Rob Lowe. So Rob Lowe was birthed from St. Nick Projects. St. Nick Projects St. Nick Avenue, Convent Avenue, 127th, 129th, Nappy Red. Rest in peace to my bro Nappy Red. That's one of my mentors as well. You know what I'm saying? So that name came about. So then I started going to the Bronx to see my brothers. You know, that's my siblings. Got to check on my baby bros. You know what I'm saying? So when I got to Patterson, it moved on. I started fucking everything in the Bronx. I started fucking everything over there. But what they didn't expect me to take over that neighborhood. You get what I'm saying? I didn't even have plans on taking over that neighborhood. I just came over there to see family. But the money opportunity presented itself. All the hoes. You had dudes over there that was already solidified, that was putting in that pain, that dudes was scared of. My whole thing.
They welcomed you.
Say that again, bro.
I said they welcomed you.
No, they didn't. They actually was jealous and tried to bring it to me. This is where everything. This was the birth of all. Where the Lowe brothers was birthed, right? I came over there on some humble shit just to see the family, just fucking bitches, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't even getting money over there at that time. I just came over there to see the family and was fucking bitches, right? Individuals started getting jealous of that, questioning, who's this dude, right? Who, where he from, blah, 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 cool, boom. So now all the major dudes, Devon, Seagar, rest in peace, Barry, all them dudes that had the power over there, that dudes was scared of. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about outright scared of. I mean, these dudes was laying it down. They was putting their murder game down. You know what I'm saying? These was the dudes who I first had beef with. You know what I'm saying? Now, outside of questioning who I wasn't worried about that. You know what I mean? An incident happened with my brother, Solo, Harold, right? Where one of the major dudes, Barry, bust him over the side of the head with the bottle. Cool. I'm in Harlem. I'm chilling. I got the game room. I'm chilling. I get the call. Boom. Such and such, bust such and such. What? All right, cool. Say no more. I shoots over there. Handle my business. Get up out of there. It's a problem when you're trying to beef with a ghost. You're not beefing. That's a whole different type of beef. Dudes don't understand that. I could burn it up and get the fuck up out of there. I don't get no money over there. Boom. My time. I could get my family up out of there, and it's no problem. Y'all dudes, this is y'all hood. This is where y'all get money at. This is where y'all stand on the corner every day. This is where your family live. Your baby mamas, your wife. You have to be there. You cannot beef with a ghost. You cannot. There's no telling when I'm gonna come through, when I'm gonna blow the scene, when I'm gonna get up out of there and come back. And that's what was happening. Their minds was boggled to the point to where they had to say, you know what? We want to talk to this dude. You know what I'm saying? Mack, nobody knew they didn't know what I looked like. They just heard the name. My name superseded me. They was like, yo, who's Rob Lowe?
That was the beauty of back in the days, but not having cameras and talkative.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, and I just had this conversation with somebody else. That was the beauty of that. You know what I'm saying?
We was getting away with straight up everything.
Yes. I'm talking about hitting something, come and staying there when the motherfucking ambulance come, when the police come, and staying there.
Laughing at it.
Yes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, yo, I told dudes, I could blow a nigga top off in broad daylight and motherfuckers like, that's a wild boy. You know what I'm saying? Niggas wasn't ratting, niggas wasn't snitching. Niggas was respecting it. Like, yo, that's a wild boy. Now, you could clip a nigga 4 in.the morning when you think nobody is out. Next thing you know, you getting arrested. Motherfucker taking a stand. They're like, yo, so what happened? Oh, well, I peeked my head up out the garbage can and, well, what the fuck? How you was in the garbage can? Oh, I was taking out the trash. I heard the shots. I jumped in the garbage can. Yo, this shit is ridiculous. And the jury gonna believe that shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Plus with the cameras. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I don't want to get off topic.
Let me ask you this. Let me throw this in. Wait. Let me let you finish that. And I want you to go into, because at that time, was you in school, and what was your education like? Did you drop out of school?
No, I didn't drop out of school. I actually got my associate's degree in Monroe College. So, but I was bouncing because of the Barrows. I went to Sarah J. Hale. First, I was in Boys and Girls High School. I got caught with the grip, so they kicked me out. I went to Sarah J. I went to Sarah J. I got caught up in Sarah J with drugs. They kicked me out, so I went to a 600 school, which was the old boys and girls called Street Academy.
Was that
Street Academy?
Was that the shit right next to the train station?
Over there, right off of Nostrand Avenue. They used to have a McDonald's on the corner. Then you make the left. Is an old church. The school looked like a fucking jail, man. That's the old boys and girls. People think the boys and girls is the original. That's not the original boys and girls.
Yeah, I went to that boys and girls for a year. I went there for 10th grade when I was in the
Right. That was the old boys and girls. So I went there, and then when I came back to Harlem and all that, that's when I went to the West Side High. From there, I kind of like I got shot up. I almost lost my life. I got hit 6 times. So it forced me to leave school. So I was out of school.
It happened in Brooklyn?
Nah, this happened in Harlem. This happened in my projects. This happened in St. Nick projects. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to the dude who did it. But you know what I'm saying? You know, that was a situation to where you know, it wasn't a situation to where, you know, a dude coming for my head or a dude want me. It was a scared situation. And this would let me know that you trap a rat in a corner, it will attack you. You get what I'm saying? Son shot me running, looking like shooting backwards and hit me 6 times on some get off me type shit. That's how I got hit up, Mac. He caught me 6 times, chest, stomach, both arms, and a hip. Heartbeat went flatline twice. It wasn't my time. Lord said, nah, you here for a purpose, man. You here for a reason, man. I was only 20 years old. That happened 1993, man, right in my project, St. Nick projects, man.
How did you feel when it happened? Like, what went through your mind? Like, right when you realized you were shot.
So when I got hit, I felt the one in my stomach. It felt like, you know, when you get sucker punched in your stomach and it just take your breath away. Yeah. Right. I was so inebriated that I really didn't feel the other shots. This is why I stopped drinking in the streets. I never drunk in the streets no more after that. I was so inebriated that I didn't feel it. I felt the one in my stomach. I ran out the building to go to my car. My brother CeeLo came out simultaneously when we running. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm hit. I thought I only got hit once. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm hit. But my arm collapsed. 2 bullets went in. He hit me with the hollows. So 2 bullets went in and it exploded, shattered the whole bone in my left arm. So when I'm running, my arm is like a crash, like a dummy. You know what I'm saying? Just hanging and swinging.
I know that feeling because I got chopped up in my arm and I try to raise that motherfucker.
Yeah, ain't nothing happening. Yeah. Nothing happening. So I'm like, yo, damn, I got hit twice. Almost to my car, I fell because I didn't realize how many times I got hit. So I fell. When my brother rolled me over, you seen a hole through my chest. That's when we knew, oh, nah, this is a serious situation. You know what I'm saying? And my lung collapsed and all of that. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, so that happened at night. So what was going through my head at first, right? Yeah. I'm like, yo, damn, nah, it can't end like this. Not a serious nigga like me, not a murderer nigga like me. Nah, not no coward nigga, not no scary shit. They can hit me running. Nah, you get what I'm saying, Mac? I'm like, nah, not all the work I put in. You get what I'm saying? So I'm laying there, I'm bleeding out, man, and then something in my head just said, yo, Lowe, fight. I had 3 kids at the time. Lowe, you got kids to live for. Fight, man. So I started trying to fight. It was like breathing through a straw because my lung collapsed. You know what I'm saying? But I held on as long as I could until my body went into shock. But that's what saved my life, because if I would have just gave up right then and there, when your body go into shock, you can't fight no more. You get what I'm saying? But I held on long enough for because it took the ambulance a half an hour. Ambulance, man, that'd be the death of a lot of niggas, the ambulance. So it took an ambulance a half an hour to come and get me, but I fought on and I held on as long as I could until my body went into shock, man. You know what I'm saying? I woke up in a hospital, I think it was like 10 days later or something like that. And all tubes all in me and all of that. And so my thing is this, and I tell a lot of people, 2 things happen when trauma happened to you, whether you get stabbed, whether you get shot, whatever the case may be. 2 things happen. Only these 2 things, nothing else. 1, it scares you straight. to where you never want to get involved or be a part of nothing ever again. Or two, it turns you into a fucking beast. If I was a monster before I got shot, that shit turned me into a beast, Mac.
Or do both. Or do both.
Or both, because I agree, because it made me more aware of certain things. Like before, you could talk to me any type of way, whatever the case may be, to where I'm not going to be alarmed. After I got hit up, if that volume on your boombox went past 3, I was murdering you. Yeah. Bottom line, like it was no ifs, ands, and buts about that. Like the volume in your radio better have been 3 and under. If it go above that, it was an issue.
Yeah,
it was an issue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know a lot of people that it, like after you get put in a situation, you come out like it'll change you, but then and that normally come after you go savage. Because the first emotion, like if you spiritually grounded, you'll be like, I'm gonna change. And then you might get worse later as reality comes, because you letting shit go and you like, fuck that, right?
I agree.
Or you come out of it and you like, you don't like, you see red. Like when me, I was in the hospital, yo, let me tell you something. I was talking shit about killing niggas in front of the police because they was coming in. And I was like, fuck that. I'm like, I'm going to kill them. Don't even worry about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was both. But for you, it made you worse.
Made me, because I was in disbelief. I always thought that I would get shot, murdered, whatever, outside of the hood, out of town, all the major spots that I was taking over, all the dirt that I did. Because like I tell people, it's easy to be the man in your hood. Mm-hmm. You could be the man in your hood. You could be tough in your hood. But when you be tough everywhere you go, when you remain the same everywhere you go, which was the case with me, every out of town spot I went to, I'm talking about places where they hate us, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, where they hate New York. I was a monster. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's right. You know what I'm saying? So I was baffled because I'm like, yo, damn, I got clipped in my own hood. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got shot in my own hood where I'm loved, where I'm respected. You know what I'm saying? And on some bozo shit. So I'm like, yo, you know what? Anybody?
I want to do this, right? Because this what was going to happen is that right there is going to be a whole story by itself. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to end up happening with that, because that's something we really don't talk about. People talk about how like getting hit and facing an injury, but they don't tell you about the mental shit. Like my right hand man is a quadriplegic. My other man is a paraplegic. He do movies and shit like that right now. But this nigga was up north with me. I remember when he was like picking niggas up and throwing them on top of their head. You feel me? And God, like in my eyes, in Islam, they say that Allah doesn't place a burden on you bigger than you could bear. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that means that some of us can take pain and calamity different than others. You know what I mean? Like, remember what I was telling you about earlier about with Ruck, and that's a whole nother story. I might get a little pinch on my finger and go crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that nigga from I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. Remember, you know what I mean? But on the other hand, see the cut and be like, it might smack your hand. So people deal with things differently.
Yes, I agree.
So let me ask you something, right? Let me fast forward a little bit, and because I'm strategically cutting that part because I want to talk about that specifically.
Gotcha.
Let's go here, right? How long was you locked up? You ain't gotta tell me why you got locked up, but you just tell me, like give me an outline of the years, how much time you did, and when you came home.
All right. Well, you already know that's kind of like public knowledge. Anybody can look up my name and see it. So I got 3 state bids and 1 federal bid. My first bid was for attempted murder. I did 1.5 to 4.5. They dropped it to assault 1. I did 1.5 to 4.5. That was the 96 joint and all of that.
Okay.
I came home 99. 99. I caught a violation for my brother Aunt Lowe case. My brother Aunt Lowe caught the body in Patterson. they caught me, they hit me for intimidating the witnesses and all of that shit. They tried to give me 50 years for that shit. But I end up beating that, and they hit me with the lesser charges, which was misdemeanors, menacing and stalking.
Okay.
So I laid up for a year fighting it, beat it, caught the parole violation, turned right back around. 2000, I got snatched by the feds in Patterson projects. Got snatched by the feds.
And end up getting time for that, right?
Ant got 37 to life for that body.
37. Damn.
Yeah, he been in. Yeah, Ant Lowe been in since 97. Did my federal bid, did 8 years, came home in 08. I missed a whole big part about it. Wow, I came out on bail, fighting my Fed case, and caught another double attempted murder in Patterson. So I went up. That's when I caught my second shooting, and along with my federal case. You know what I'm saying? Came home 09. I came home 08, and in 09, I went up 12 to life. 12 to life for attempted gun possession.
Attempted gun possession.
Attempted gun possession. And that's just because of my history. And this is the knowledge that I want to say, because dudes don't understand. When you're a predicate or persistent, it will hurt you.
Yeah.
Right. And dudes don't understand that. You could catch a drug case, and then maybe a violent, right? Cool. They'll sentence you however they want to sentence you. Catch a drug, they're going to roof you. Catch a violent, they're going to bury you. They
can put the life and they put the L on there for something somebody else might have got a 1 and 3 for. Now you got a L behind your name.
Attempted gun possession. I'm in a car with 2 other people. They found 2 guns in that vehicle. The vehicle do not belong to me. I am not the owner of that vehicle. I am not the driver of that vehicle. They smoked my cleats. They gave me 12 to life. I fought that case for 3 years like it was a body. 12 to life, man. And now I came home. Matter of fact, November 10th of this year made 1 year that I've been home.
What's the from your eyes, right? Because I want to get. I mean, we got a lot to talk about, but I want to do this, right? Okay, because I want to make the whole your time and shit, because that's what people know your name. So, but I want to know you right now. So gotcha. I'm gonna get to the name shit later.
Gotcha.
This time coming home, right? What's the biggest difference that you see from your eyes, and what's the biggest obstacle that you face, like personally?
The biggest difference I see is just the whole generation. The whole generation has changed. The streets has changed. We spoke a little bit about before about how we used to do things to get away with things. There was no cameras, there was no that. But that's just negative, the negative side of that. You know what I'm saying? This generation, it's like they don't want to get no money. They just out for the fame. They just want to get recognition. The killing, and this is coming from a person who done a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I know this might shock a lot of people, you know what I mean? But it's senseless. It's just senseless. This whole option.
Just because you got a reputation for being a certain type of person, street individual, don't mean that you ain't got no eyes, and don't mean that you ain't evolved into an adult. So you speaking from a grown man perspective right now, like
right.
Like if the problem is not what you just said, then this is no cap at anybody that hear this interview, right? It means that you ain't a man yet if you can't see that. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, so the first thing you said is like on the contrast to the negative. All right, on the negative side, obviously niggas is ratting like motherfuckers, cameras everywhere, and stuff like that. But from a regular, adult perspective,
right?
It's like you said, it's less of a need to try to make money, and it's more of an emotional need to be seen,
of reputation, of becoming, of getting that rep. and the value, you know, the value of life means nothing. Like I said, like we said, they know it's cameras. They don't give a fuck about that. You get what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this, right? Let me be devil's advocate. Let's say, because I hold the same exact opinion you have, and it registers to me like that. Like, why y'all want no money? Y'all
Right.
want it known. But I think about songs like Just to Get a Rap, Gangstar. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Brothers are amused by other brothers' rap, but the thing you know best is where the gun is kept. Because in the night you feel fright, and at the sight of a 4/5, I guess you just might want to do a dance or two. But he can maybe bust you for self or with a crew. No matter if you or your brother's a star, he can pop you in jet without a getaway car. And some might say that he's a dummy, but he's sticking you and taking all your money. See, you
Nostalgic.
it's a daily operation. See, there's a similarity in the contrast. It's a daily operation. He might be loose in the park or lurking at the train station. Mad brothers know his name. See, we was getting the reputation for getting money.
Yes.
The reputation, see, right now it's all about the reputation or the accolades without the rewards. We was seeking the rewards and getting the reputation off of the reward. Like so we was going out to go get the money and end up the things that you had to do to get the money end up giving you a reputation. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like, you know what I mean? These niggas want to, you know what I mean, get a reputation, do crazy shit just to have the reputation and the clout. So the reputation with us, it was a big stark contrast because how we developed the reputation was from going out and getting that money.
Give me a second. Yo, stop, man. Yeah, my wife, she yo, what's up? You want to say something? Yeah, go ahead, man.
You know what I'm saying? So all right, but let me ask you something, right? What was this is a monkey wrench, right? Okay. So you blood and your brother is a fucking crip, right?
Right. Both big too.
And what was some of the good things and bad things about having a brother that's the opposite of what you is?
So, and I'm being perfectly honest. I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. And I'm not gonna try to like make it sound good because of the interview or nothing. I can't really say it was nothing bad. The only obstacles was if we together, like for one, I'm gonna give you a situation. We walking down 3rd Avenue in the Bronx, right? You know Ruck. Ruck flags. Like he don't have no matter what, Ruck love the flag. I never was that. I never was that type of blood. For people that don't
Ruck tacky flag.
Yes. Yes. I'm talking about he got the bandana. He got the around his wrist, out his pocket.
He got the bandana tying his
yeah. He's flagging. He's just tripped out. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, I never was that type. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, red is not even my color. My favorite color is blue. I got on blue right now. My favorite color is blue and gray. Those are my favorite colors, right? Not to get off the subject or whatever, but I want to say something real quick. Blood, right? Me becoming blood, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, some people choose blood and a lot of people let blood chooses them. Blood chose us, right? I was sex, money, murder before I was blood via Pistol Pete. I embraced blood because Pistol embraced blood. Once we became under the banner, that's when the blood shit started. But we was Sex Money, one of the first original street gangs, right? So I never really looked at myself as blood. I always looked at myself as I'm prejudiced. I always looked at myself as Sex, Money, Murder. To this day, I look at myself as Sex, Money, Murder.
A lot of Sex, Money, Murder niggas is like that too, though.
Right, but first generation, a lot of them is like that due to a lot of things that happen. You get what I'm saying? I was like that from the jump. When we first got approached by Mack and OG Mack, He turned it down. A lot of people don't even know that. You know what I'm saying? 1993, when it first got approached to us. Say that again, babe. All right, when it first got approached to us, right? Pistol came to us, me, Maserati Fox, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the original Sex Money. And we was like, yo, nah, we don't need that. You know what I'm saying? Now we get it because what they said made sense. We was outnumbered. You know what I'm saying? Heavily by the Hispanics. But Mac, it never affected us. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Before anything, I held my own. Whatever house, whether it was Mod 9, whether it was 2, whatever house I was in, we held it down. We never felt the effects of that. I felt more of the effects of the racial shit when I became blood. Do that shit even make sense?
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? You got to think about it like this, though, right? Yeah, we got certain similarities, right? Like I went to school in Brooklyn for a year. I went to Boys and Girls when I was in a group home, shit called Urban Strategies back in the days, right?
Right.
You've been to Harlem, you've been to Bronx. Having that right there, it kind of like makes you immune to that shit because you end up rocking with a lot of Spanish niggas. You don't look at them like different. In New York, It's like that, especially in the Bronx. It's hard. You can't duck the fact that you're gonna know a lot of Spanish niggas. You know
Facts.
So it's hard to be racist. I'm just saying.
Right. And I tell them racism, you know what I'm saying? Prejudice is taught. Dudes need to understand this. This is facts. Prejudice is something that's taught. Being racist, that's something that is taught. It is embedded in somebody. You're not born racist. You're not born prejudiced. That is a taught behavior. You get what I'm saying? So now a lot of people become racist because of incidents. Like a lot of people may not have had problems with the police or maybe had not problems with the CO until a fucking incident happened. Police brutality.
And then you hate all of them.
Right, or the COs bust your head open or something like that. Then you start to become racist because it's like, yo, you know, you start to develop hate towards your oppressors.
Stop right there.
Yes.
We're gonna take it from when you was approached and when there was a separation because that is like people speak about that Sex Money murder being Sex Money murder. And a lot of times, like most of the Sex Money that I know consider themselves almost like separate. You know what I'm saying? But let me just show you this real quick. I just want to randomly pop this up, and we're gonna take it back from there.
Gotcha.
And I don't think there was no Bloods in C-74 yet. And
they were there, but they were still under other banners.
Was SI there at that time? Remember?
I was there. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
But a lot of them were still under other banners like God Body and Muslim and all that.
Yeah.
Under all the banners, they wasn't out putting it out like that. They wasn't wearing the beads and all of that yet.
Mm-hmm. True story. I talked about La Familia before on the channel. I talked about how they got shut down in Green. Now check it out. Go back to 1989, right? And tell me what it looked like in 1989. What your family life was like, and what was going on where you was at.
All
right. I just wanted to pop that up and just tell you and give you flowers because me like Ruck. I know your whole family story, but that's because we sat around each other for like 3 years. You know what I'm saying? In the same jail. You know what I mean? So and he spoke a lot about y'all. You know what I mean? Right. So take it back from when it was just Sex Money and Blood was kind of like separate.
All right, so we got approached, you know what I'm saying, by OG Mack and because like I said, the racial tension was high. So we understood where they was coming from, but at that time, majority of us was like, nah, we was against it. So we turned it down. We turned it down. Nah, we don't want that. We don't need that. We Gucci. You know what I'm saying? So at the time when they was dealing with that, we was running in a 3 building with Rolexes and Cartiers on and all of that. Hercs on, fucking COs. And we was on our pretty boy get money shit. We didn't give a fuck. That shit didn't touch us. You get what I'm saying, Mac? It didn't touch us.
That was 94, 93?
This is 93.
Yeah, man. The CO 73 was the build. That was the spot.
That's always been my building. That building there was the building. It just so crazy because if you from Harlem or the Bronx, the first building you was landing to was fucking C-73. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, my history speaks for itself. Like I'm not here to glorify nothing, but I was that nigga that we could talk about all the CO bitches that I done took down from. I'm not even gonna say no names because we're not even gonna get them in trouble. But everybody that was there with me, no, they like, yo, this motherfucking Matrix, that nigga is the fucking man. You get what I'm saying? And this is why I was well loved. We gonna get into that another time. Let's go back to that. So we got approached, we dubbed it, right? A lot of people that don't know their history, here's a little bit of history for y'all. We didn't become part of the banner until 96. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, a lot of people saying they got history, you know, they got shit written down, whatever. It may be a little chopped up. Anywhere between February, from my recollection, February. You get what I'm saying? 96. We are part of the first 8 sets of the UBN Nation. 8. Not 1, 2, 3. We are part of the first 8. So we became.
I think I heard about Sex Money like after like first was like non-trade and like GK.
Right, non-trade and all that. That's the original. All that they 1-8 trade that date of birth. You get what I'm saying? But we still considered first generation because we part of the first 8. Mm-hmm. So we came. The Pistol said, "Yo, look, I'll take the offer if we could bring Sex Money banner under the UBN Nation. It has to be Sex Money."
Yeah.
OG Mack agreed to it. Sex Money Murder. Here we are. Right?
All right, hold up. Because I don't want to tell them too much, right? All right. So, let's go back. Let me ask you this, because I know we all over the place, but we're gonna connect the dots.
Facts.
Patterson, My Haven. That's what I'm gonna say. I'll let you take it from there. Explain Patterson, My Haven to me.
Okay, so from my history, my point of view, my knowledge of My Haven Patterson, right? Rucker going deeper because of his Crip history. Me, My Haven and Patterson was one and the same. I never separated it. You get what I'm saying? We share everything.
Not everybody could have did that though.
I know. And this is what I'm saying from my point of view, right? We shared everything. Firehouse, liquor store, the chicken spot, everything.
3rd Ave.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Remember, I came home off my joint. I came home 91. I want to say 91. Mm-hmm. I came home. So I was gunning at the niggas from My Haven, the major niggas, Barry, all the niggas, Ty, right? But it was no gang shit. It was no gang shit. It was just hood shit, project shit. You know what I'm saying? Ruck could take you back to 89 when this gang shit started. I can't tell you nothing.
I remember 02 when I came home and I went to Patterson, that whole shit was blue. Everything.
Right.
And then it switched to My Haven, and then Patterson, it turned red.
Right. You know I came home to that. I came home 99, and it was like that. Mm-hmm. I came home 99, and it was like that. It was My Haven was beefing with Patterson, right? The Crips was gunning at Lil Sheemy and them. Rest in peace, the Bloods, the non-trade dudes. Before I turned that shit Sex Money, and they was gunning back. I got involved because bullets was flying past my window. I was living in Patterson at that time when I came home in 99. Bullets was flying past my window. I said, nah, we're not going to have that. I came out. I kid you not. At the long-ass AR-9, I came out walking with that shit in my hand. I went all the way. I went right across the street to My Haven, and I set the law. If another bullet fly in Patterson, without me knowing, without me approving of it, I'm shutting this whole shit down.
Yeah.
Bottom line. Let another bullet fly over there, and y'all gonna see the real. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then I went to Patterson, and I told the little homies, do not go over there. Cut it out. Enough is enough. We not doing this gang shit. We not, blood is not beefing with Crip. We not doing this shit. We all one. If y'all, I ain't saying y'all gotta break bread together. I ain't saying y'all gotta motherfucking eat together. But y'all damn sure ain't gonna motherfucking war against each other. Enough is enough.
Especially when the gang on this side was being represented by different tenets and rules. If
Right.
you wasn't supposed to just inherit Crip beef just because you was blood. And that's
Yeah.
where I think that's the one of the proud moments I could say about the homies when they got to that point where it's like, all right, cool, we not banging on niggas just because. Last question I want to ask, because we're gonna continue our interview, right?
Facts.
And we're gonna fill in all of those blanks for people because it's gonna draw questions whatever we put out. But
Got you.
let me ask you this, right? Because I did ask you what's the biggest difference about like being in the free world now as opposed to when you got first locked up, right? What's the biggest thing about the gang from then and now? Like what was good about it then, and what's the difference now, good or bad?
Unity was the biggest thing, was the best thing about the gangs then. The way it's divided is the worst thing about the gangs now. You get what I'm saying? There is no more unity. Once power, like I tell dudes, money changes the situation, power changes the situation. Once dudes started breaking these branch offs and giving this dude a set and giving this dude a set and everything, dudes started getting power hungry, and it started to change the game. This is where all the war, drugs and power, ruined what became the next best thing than the Black Panthers.
Can I say,
Yes.
would you agree to this from your knowledge, that's always a story with any organization?
It all everywhere. The history of the Black Panther, you name it, it's always the same thing.
Because it's fuel. Think about what's starting it, right? It's fueled by not having. You feel me?
Yes.
It's fueled by that. So if it's like, you know what I mean? Like, let's say if it was fueled by drugs, and then we starting it, you know what I mean? The currency was drugs. You
Yes.
see people change for the drugs because that's what we coming in it for, and we disparaged in that area. We not getting something, and that unity. But you know what though? I can tell you this: me not being with no gang, and I always been Muslim. One thing I seen was that moment, you know what I mean, when niggas was proud because they was together. Yeah, that unity. I could say that from the outside, that I seen that
unity, man. That was something special. There were times where I second guessed myself, because when I was against the blood shit, right? And when I seen
why?
I was because I'm not gonna say like, I have like a psychic ability or nothing like that, but I just have this gift to where I could sense certain things. I just seen it going left. I seen it.
Okay, I just asked you what was your hesitation, and your hesitation was because you foreseen that it won't be exactly what you thought it was. Ask me that question real quick.
Right. So
no, you ask me that question. Ask
why?
me why. What was my why I never?
Yeah. What was your hesitation about ever joining the gang?
You want to know that question? You
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yo, Lo, we gonna have the people. This is gonna be a good thing, right? I'm so glad you are who you are, and I'm so glad your brother and your family, because I met them all. Like when I came home, Ruck forced me on everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I was right across the bridge, so I always came around. But let me answer that, right? My hesitation, I just didn't like, and you know what? It might sound a little bit hypocritical, me looking at it as an adult now, because I end up being Muslim, and we operate like a gang a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? In jail,
Right.
We
In
had
jail. Right.
yeah, we had to set up certain plays, and you know what I mean. But the one thing I didn't want to inherit somebody else's beef that I ain't even like from the beginning. You know what I mean? I don't even like you, my nigga. Like, why would I risk my life? Because I'm one of those niggas. When I'm in, I'm all the way in.
Right.
If I'm blood, I tell niggas I'm Muslim Crip. You know what I'm saying? If I was a fucking Crip, let me tell you something. I'll be flagging more than Ruck, because when I first met Ruck only cared about history. He only cared about unity. It's crazy that you are like, it's like looking at a carbon copy, because I know this nigga so well, and I know where his mind was. He wanted to bring things together. He ain't never really have no beef with no bloods. He didn't have like, it was all about Monster Cody throwing books in my motherfucking
right.
You know what I mean, and shit like that, writing rhymes about like that, like Tupac. This nigga was like, listen, he
I
introduced
always
me
say
to
the
Tupac.
modern day Tupac. Yes.
He introduced me to this shit. The
Yes.
nigga, he wouldn't just know artists and shit. He would know the history. The nigga introduced me to Crucial Conflict, Do or Die, and shit like that. He was listening to shit like that, like Crooked Eye and what's this? I forgot this dude name from Def Jam. But the thing is that I lost my train of thought. But I know this. The reason why I didn't want to inherit somebody else's fucking drama, especially when I didn't like the nigga. You know what I mean? Like, why would I put my life and everything? But inadvertently, guess what happened? I end up doing that way more being a Muslim. You know what I'm saying? I inherited so much fucking drama. I remember one time I was in the Beacon, not to make this about me, bro, but let me just tell you this. There was this dude, I was in Beacon in 6th block, and this nigga came and slapped the shit out of this Muslim nigga. Bow! Slapped fire out of him. I didn't even like the nigga, you know what I'm saying? I was glad he got slapped, you know what I'm saying? I ain't know he was a Muslim. I told the nigga to chill, he ain't chill. I end up whopping the nigga. I bucked the nigga 3 times in 6th block. They end up kicking me out of there and send me to Old Boy. This is when the Old Boy was still being built. This was the annex.
Right. You remember? I remember.
but I inherited somebody else's beef.
Right.
You know, there was only one time in my whole bid that the beef started because of me. You understand what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So that was my hesitation. Your hesitation was you foreseen it not being what you expected moving forward.
And to add on to that, I didn't want it to taint Sex Money. I didn't want it to taint it. We was bigger than blood at that time. Now, I know that's a broad statement, but anybody who know the history of Sex Money can agree to this. In the beginning, right? Sex Money was bigger than blood.
I don't think too many people would deny that.
We were. And I didn't want, and I felt that was going to taint what we built. You know what I'm saying? What Pistol created. I was arrogant at the time. You know what I'm saying? Never conceded because I was always humble. But I was still arrogant and prejudiced. So I felt we were too unique. We were too fly. We were too flamboyant to be blood. Blood was more like gorilla flagging. You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, I just want to fuck bitches and get money. You know what I'm saying? If you violate, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm a parallel park you. No ifs, ands, and buts about that. But I'm not with the flagging and the history of me. It's so crazy, man. Like I said, we got so much to talk about. Anybody you could bring any of the biggest on this platform.
Don't even go, because trust me, we gonna
remain the same. I remain the same, bro.
No, break the bag. We gonna give them some shit. But let me give you the last words, right?
Gotcha.
I'm gonna give you something right here. In the last 2 years since I've been doing this, I seen a lot of dudes that we spoke about that we thought would never come home. Like Blue Boy is home right now.
Right, that fucked my head up.
Legendary motherfuckers.
Yes, absolutely. Official.
Now, with that being said, because nothing is ironclad out here, as we can see, because we thought that, like my boy Money, Big shouts to Terrence Rice. You know what I'm saying? Money just came home, did 33 years. We did an interview with him. Excuse me, we did about 5 or 6 interviews with him. We
Right.
did we got the petition going. We ran the numbers up with the petition, and Money just came home. He just posted a picture of him and I think in the Bahamas or something on the beach with his wife. And he said freedom tastes good. So with that being said, we never know who going, you know what I mean? Allah might bless anybody to come home.
Yes.
So with these last words, I want you to think about what I'm about to tell you.
Got you.
First, and then I want you to speak. If you could say anything to Pete, because nobody like they speak about Pete, but they speak about Pete in passing, and knowing where he at and what he might his reality and what's going through his mind and shit like that. If let's think about the future, and let's say that Pete's gonna come home next year.
Right.
Talk to Pete right now and give Pete what you want him to hear for the future when he does come home. Let's throw it out there.
Well, it's kind of what I really would sit, because I'm older than Pete. I got Pete by a year, right? What a lot of people don't understand is that Pistol was a baby when he did all of this. He was way beyond his time. A baby. Remember, 20 years old when he got caught and never seen the streets again. All of these things he did, his brain wasn't fully developed yet. He was a teenager.
Yeah.
Way ahead of his time. He don't even know what he created.
Yeah.
He don't even know all the things, you know what I'm saying, he was really ready to embark on. He don't understand none of that. He do now because he was made to sit.
Yeah.
But what I would tell him, first I would pay homage, because what he created.
Just talk to Pete. Talk to Pete.
Pistol. What you created, my brother, you know, like all the times when me and you was passing poems back and forth in the feds and all that, when we was in MCC, you already know what I told you. I sat there and told you when you told me you was going to take that time, I cried. And I said, why would you take that time? And you told me, I'm not going to let these crackers kill my legacy. I got to live for my seed. I got to live for Mama Bear. You told me that. And I looked at you like you was insane. I couldn't believe it. I said death over life in prison. I said that. And I still stand by that, man. I still stand by that. But I understand, Pete. You told me, because you knew I was going to the state, you said, May. He gave me that name, Matt. Pistol gave me the name Matrix because Rob Lowe was tainted because of Robert Tucker. I'm Robert Hall. That's Robert Tucker. Both Rob Lowe, both official motherfuckers, both was in the Bronx laying it down, right? Rob Lowe is the original Bronx nigga, though. I'm Harlem Bronx, right? Yeah. But he got a stain on his name for, you know, cooperating, telling statements, whatever the case may be. I'm not gonna get into all of that. You know what I'm saying? He got to fight those demons. But everywhere, when everybody was pulling up at MCC, MDC, and I gave them my handle, they was looking at me like I was that Rob Lowe. You get what I'm saying? I had to put a couple of niggas on their back pockets numerous times because of that situation. Pete got tired of it. So, you know, me and Pete used to tell, you know, all the stories that we've been through together, and then all the stories that we've been through separated. You know how that shit go when we in jail. You know what I'm saying? We tell stories. We reminisce. We do what we do. So I told him an incident that happened. You know what I'm saying? When I was beefing with an individual, this individual caught me slipping. I was walking with my daughter's mother. My daughter was like 3 months in a stroller. Dude caught me slipping. He had the Mack 10 on him. Right across the street. Only thing separated us was air. He let go the whole 33 at me. It was like I was in the Matrix because my legs was going this way, but I pushed my baby moms and my daughter in between 2 parked cars so they can get away. And my arms was like going like this. So Pete gave me the name Matrix. It was a joke at first. But then when individuals kept doing that, like mistaking me for that Robert, for the other Rob Lowe, and I kept having to put hands on these dudes and go, he said, yo, that's it. No more Rob Lowe. You the Matrix. Now back to Pistol. Thank you for giving me that name. That's number one. And I did you proud with that name.
Yeah.
And you told me you got to be my eyes, my ears, and my mouthpiece when you go to that state. I've done that. I left the feds in 01, 02. I landed in the state. Got word to Gambino. Gambino said, "Yeah, I know who Rob Lowe is. I know who it is." I told Gambino, "This is what Pistol want. I'm not here to step on your toes. I'm not here to do none of that. I'm just here to make sure Sex Money is ran right."
Yeah.
Me and bumped heads along the way. It got crazy one time where Sex Money was split like the Red Sea. Me and patched that up. But back to Pistol. Free Pistol Pete. Hashtag Free Pistol Pete. Always, man.
Free Pete.
Yes.
All right. Right.
Yes. I would want you to come home and create everything that we talked about, everything that we sat in that penitentiary and we talked about. I want you to stay on that path and create, because you have a story to tell, man. You know what I mean? You have a lot to give to the world. What a lot of people don't know, when I was in Lewisburg Penitentiary, one of the toughest federal max penitentiaries in the world, DC individuals hate New York individuals. They hate us.
Yeah, I heard
that was
about
one of my biggest wars with the DC dudes, right? They respect Pistol Pete. They may not respect blood. They respect sex, money, murder. And I rep that shit. I opened up a chapter in Washington, D.C. Me, a New York individual who they hate. They hate New York motherfuckers. I opened up the chapter, one of the first chapters of blood in Washington, D.C. Sex, money, murder. I did that because of Pistol Pete, because of the respect they have for Pistol Pete. And I just want you to come home and tell your story, man. Tell your story, Pistol. We're going to tell it together, bro. I love you.
Yeah.